She get the Hardaway 17 back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. When you roll on in, first things first, the WBA has ordered Triple G to face off against Israel Lara. Pending Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez. Triple G is moving up to 168 pounds to fight Canelo Alvarez. So this fight with Lara has, nothing to do with his fight with Canelo Alvarez. This is two different divisions. But when Triple G gets back down to his regular division, like Canelo Alvarez should have had to do after he went up to 175 to fight Bivol, in which he lost, and then he moved back down to his division, which is 168, and was allowed to fight Triple G in the first place. You know what I mean? When Triple G go back down to his division, he has to fight Israel. I'll be fucking his first name up. Israel Lara when he returned to 160. Now, at first thought, I thought, okay, cool, we may get a Triple G versus Lara fight. You know what I mean? Cool. But then, I had got, word like a few months back that Israel and Lara was moving up to 160. You know what I mean, right? And then Israel and Lara, I'm calling nigga Lara. Y'all know who Lara is. And then Lara fought Cornflake in his first fight at 160. In his very first fight at 160 versus Cornflake, right? It was for a regular belt. I was like, damn, Lara got a regular title shot in his first fight at 160. Now, I ain't think much about it, you know what I mean, because it was a regular belt. What's good, Just Dude? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Brody. Glad you can make it. I ain't think much about it because, it was just a regular belt. You know what I mean? I ain't put too much on it. But, I had got tip, you know what I mean, be looking out for that Lara versus Jamal fight. I said, you know what? Actually make sense for Jamal, you know what I mean? That'll be a big fight for him at the 160-pound division, Lara and Lara, the regular champ. I had made a video earlier, last year about Lara facing Murata. You know what I mean? That's before Murata had got the fight with Triple G. I was like, since the WBA is out here putting pressure, on Errol Spence, you know what I mean, to defend his belt against Ugas and whatnot when he was about to fight Manny Pacquiao. I was like, why they not, pushing Lara to fight Murata? And then Murata ended up getting a Triple G fight, of course. He ended up fighting Triple G, not fighting Triple G, not fighting Lara. You know what I mean? And we all know what happened with Murata and Triple G. Triple G ended up stopping Murata, and now he's about to fight Canelo Alvarez. The WBA orders Israel and Lara versus Triple G. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, I always thought this, you know what I mean? Now, this right here kind of just, you know what I mean, confirms it for me. And I want y'all to hear me out, you know what I mean, when I say this. I always thought that after this fight with Canelo Alvarez, that Triple G, will retire. This is his cash out fight. Now, Triple G wasn't asking for this fight, just recently. Triple G wasn't asking for this fight right after his series of fights with Canelo, his first fight and the second fight. You know what I mean? Triple G was asking for this fight. But even Triple G himself had kind of laid off the Canelo Alvarez fight. You know what I mean? He ended up getting this fight out of nowhere when he took that DAZN deal, did Canelo Alvarez, when he was supposed to fight one Jamal Charlo. And everybody up here, in the picture, it's going to all come back full circle. I just need y'all, to walk with me for a second. Now, Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight, Jamal Charlo, but he ended up fighting Bivol, you know what I mean, and Triple G on a different contract. Now, the initial intent, at least I believe, and at least I feel like the Canelo Alvarez camp believed that Bivol and Triple G would be an easier set of fights than the other fights that they had on the table, and Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. He had two options, the DAZN option and the PBC option. He chose the DAZN option, which included Triple G. You know what I mean? So that's where we at now. But the WBA has ordered Triple G versus Lara, right? You know what I mean? This is a fight that I think they ordered, but this is a fight that I think is never going to happen. I think this fight was ordered because they know that Triple G is about to retire after he fight Canelo Alvarez. And if he wasn't about to retire after he fought Canelo Alvarez, he damn sure about to retire now that he got to fight Israel Lara, in the fight. Because for one, I can tell you two things right now. Triple G is going to get out this fight one or two ways. And this is two things. He's either going to retire or he's going to say, Lara, don't bring enough to me and I'm going to vacate the belts. And he going to let Lara have the belt. You know what I mean? Either way, I had been, putting out in the air. I had made a video previously about Murata where I mentioned Jamal Charlo. I had made a video that we should probably be on the lookout for a Lara versus Jamal Charlo fight. Now, I didn't necessarily see it being for a unification. That, I kind of saw, I knew Lara had the regular belt, but I didn't really put Lara in play for the real belt. But I also didn't put Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, in for a third fight in the play either. What's good, MP? What the fuck? Appreciate you sliding through this joint, MP. What the fuck? Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy as you roll on in. Greatly appreciate it. We in this thing talking about the WBA ordering Triple G versus Lara. You know what I mean? Of course, they ordered it after the Canelo fight, but I'm just in here giving you, giving y'all my piece and my take on it and what I think, was really going to happen. I think this fight was ordered, for a different fight. You know what I mean? On the back end, I don't think Triple G is going to be interested in fighting Lara at all. You know what I mean? We gonna be real about it. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do on Southern T. Every sanctioning body pretty much has their belt. The WBO, has top rank in ESPN. The WBC, that's Mauricio Suleiman's belt. You know what I mean? He pretty much can get that belt to who he want to. Bob Arum can pretty much get a WBO belt to who he want to. The IBF belt, they don't really have a horse in the race, which is why they mostly do things by the book, which is why everybody gives them so much praise. And you know what I mean? Because they most times they do things by the book. You know what I mean? But, the WBA, that's the PBC belt. They're just going to be real about it. You know what I mean? And the PBC has Jamal Charlo, you know what I mean? And they have Lara. Lara getting that regular belt puts him in position, to be the first guy in line for the WBA, super belt, which Triple G has. Let's say Triple G fights Canelo. Let's say he wins. If Triple G wins, you know what I mean? I think Triple G is going to retire anyway. He beat Canelo. He going to ride off into the sunset. If Triple G lose, he just got him a big payday, the big payday that he was asking for years ago. Even he was surprised that he ended up getting the payday now, you know what I mean? But a fight that he was asking for years ago, I think he going to take this fight and he going to hit the road. And let's just say that he don't hit the road. Let's say that he go back down to 160 and he actually do fight Lara. I think Lara beat Triple G anyway. You know what I mean? So I think all roads in this fight leads to Lara versus Jamal Charlo. You know what I mean? For unification. Both fighters are on the PBC side. You know what I mean? The WBA, let's just be real. That's the PBC belt. Just like the WBC belt is with Suleiman. He do what he want. Just like Bob Arum do what he want with the WBO belt. The IBF is the most, you know what I mean, unbiased belt, the unbiased sanction for a reason. It's a reason people are always giving them credit because they're not tied down to nobody necessarily. If you go up through the IBF rankings, you get your shot when it's time for you to get your shot. You know what I mean when it comes to the IBF. But more than likely, just like I was saying earlier, I feel like this whole thing is not leading up to Triple G versus Lara. I feel like it's a bigger picture, an underlying picture when it comes to this. Mostly because I got a tip on this and I'm starting to see it materialize, you know what I mean, right in front of my eyes. Everything that I say on Southern T don't necessarily happen, right when it happens, but it normally, ends up tiptoeing on around that corner. You know what I mean? And I think Lara and Jamal Charlo, really starting to tiptoe on around that corner because let's just think for a second. What would Triple G have left to do after he get a Canelo fight for the third fucking time at his old age? He just knocked out Marauder and unified the division. Let's say he fight Canelo and lose. Do he really want to risk fighting Lara and losing again? Do we think he could beat Lara? You know what I mean? No, because he ain't fought Lara, since before now. You know what I mean? I just don't see no way that Triple G fights Lara after fighting Canelo Alvarez. I can see two things happening. Like I said, he either go get that belt to Lara, and that's how we go get Charlo and Lara. Like, I kind of been, preaching for a second. You know what I mean? If you've been around Southern T, I've been throwing that fight out there. You know what I mean? My Lara versus Charlo. That's some shit that could happen. That's the whole reason Lara went up to 160. And once he snatched that regular belt, you know what I mean? That made him a player in the game. You know what I mean? Type deal. Now, the WBA, don't call mandatories or nothing like that. I think it's like a year or so on the WBA, mandatory thing. So it's very well a fight that could be coming down the pipe. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy, Coach Joe. Appreciate you sliding through this, young coach. Glad you can make it, Coach. Glad you can make it. We're here talking about the WBA. The WBA has officially ordered Triple G versus Lara, but I don't think that this is a fight that is necessarily going to happen. I think this is a fight that has to be ordered for for a different fight, to happen on the back end. In the end, I think an even bigger fight is going to come out of this fight being ordered, because this is not a fight that I believe Triple G is going to be too quick to hop on, type deal. You know what I mean? And Jamal Charlo is at a time in his career, you know what I mean? We all want Jamal Charlo to have that big fight. We're looking for that big name, from Jamal Charlo. Not saying that Jamal Charlo hasn't done anything up to this point, because the things that Jamal Charlo has done, a lot of times they get looked over, because in boxing, it's a lot of, what have you done for me lately with boxing? And I understand that, so I get it. I myself want, Jamal Charlo to, give us a bigger fight, to take that next step, to give us that next big fight from him. You know what I mean? And why not Lara versus Charlo for the WBC and the WBA belts? There's going to be a new wave coming at 160 pretty soon. I need y'all to look alive. Janabek, you know what I mean, is the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade 160-pound belt. If Demetrius Andrade is completely moved up to 168-pound division, like his camp and him are saying, you know what I mean, then Janabek will be the champion at the 160 pound division. You know what I mean? So we could get a Jamal Charlo versus Lara fight, and then we could get the winner of that possibly fight, you know what I mean, a Janabek. Charlo said he's open, you know what I mean, to fighting, you know what I mean, anybody. He also said that he do want to get undisputed at 160, you know what I mean? So I think this fight between Charlo and Lara being ordered, I think that's one step closer to undisputed at 160, you know what I mean? I think 160 is about to hit a new wave, and we about to start seeing some of these champions, you know what I mean, unified. Because with Lara getting in this division, with Lara being on the PBC side as well, I have a hard time believing, with him being next in line for that WBA fight, that he not going to want to fight for that WBC belt. Lara believe he could beat Jamal Charlo. You very well better believe that. I'm pretty sure it's some people out here who believe that that Lara could beat Jamal Charlo as well. You know what I mean? I most definitely think Lara beat Triple G, which is why I don't think that fight with Triple G and Lara is going to happen. Don't think Triple G going to be too quick to come back down to 160 and defend that belt. I don't think he ever wanted to fight Lara. We know he never wanted to fight Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, because he never did. And all of them been down there at the same division, you know what I mean, for a long time. You know what I mean? At this point, 160 and 168 are some of the most, some of the most disheartening divisions, in boxing. Like some of the biggest disappointments ever are those two divisions. You know what I mean? Because it's so much talent in that middleweight division at 160 and 168. It's so much talent down there, and none of those guys have yet, to really mix it up with each other when we really get to thinking about it. Really, a lot of these younger guys in boxing, right now have yet to mix it up. And I'm not even talking about Jamal Charlo right now, because we forget all the mixing up that Jamal Charlo did on the way up. The younger guys, you know what I mean? Now, as much as I like Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, that big fight, has avoided him for so long, and I don't quite understand it with Demetrius Andrade, but that big fight has avoided him for so long. You know what I mean? So I do kind of throw him in the mix. You know what I mean? I need for these guys to start mixing it up. You know what I mean? At this point, and I think that day is upon us, and I think that day is coming sooner than we think. I'm more excited to see the Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G fight, because even if Triple G wins this fight, and let's say he continues to box, he's going to be at 168 now because he's an undisputed champion. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see this Canelo versus Triple G fight now, just to see exactly what Triple G has to say after the fight. You know, depending on his career, whether he's staying or whether he's going. Because if he stays, then guess what? I get a Triple G versus Lara fight, and or if he beat Canelo, you know what I mean? Then who knows who Canelo go fight up there? Maybe we get Baturiel, you know, Triple G, or him and maybe him and Canelo run the back, and he had to stay at 68, and then Lara get his 160-pound belt. You know what I mean? By default, you know what I mean. But I feel like the 160-pound division is about to start, you know, mixing it up. We're about to start getting some unification. You know what? It'd be even better, like a little cherry on top to what's going on right now. If Demetrius Andrade surprise everybody, he come back down and he give us that Janabek fight. You know what I mean? Then we get Andrade versus Janabek, and we get a Charlo versus Lara. Because yes, the WBA is calling this, you know, Lara versus Triple G fight, but I think they're just calling this fight for an even bigger fight that happened on the back end, and an even bigger fight is going to be Charlo versus Lara for unification at the 160-pound division. I heard Charlo say after his brother got undisputed, Charlo said, man, I want to get undisputed, or I either, you know, I don't mind moving up for a big fight. I just want to do something big. I think, you know, the PBC trying to make way right now for him to be able to get undisputed at 160-pound division like he want. Shout out my guy, Tim. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Tim. Skywalker Boxing, TWT in the building. Glad you can make it. We in this thing talking about the WBA ordering Triple G versus Canelo. I said versus Canelo. We're here talking about the WBA ordering Triple G, you know what I mean, versus Lara. Brother Drew Titan did a video on this earlier, you know what I mean. I just want to do my due diligence to come in here, you know, spin the block and talk about, you know what I mean, and get my piece on it. And I think it's coming from a bigger place. Shout out to my guy D Free, what's good? Boxing matchups and Dwayne Freeman. Appreciate you sliding through this. John D Free, do you remember me saying on Southern T, be on the lookout for Jamal and Lara fight? You remember me saying that a while back, type deal, or free time? Shout out to my guy D Free, TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through. We in this John just discussing the news on how Triple G and Lara has been ordered at 160 pounds. This fight don't got anything to do with the Canelo fight necessarily. The Canelo fight would, you know, take first priority over this fight, and then Triple G will have it. Monica, what's good, Monica? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Monica, glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. This fight will come second to the Triple G fight, which is priority, but this fight will come second to the Canelo fight, which is priority, but Triple G will have a decision to make after the Canelo fight. I think if he win the Canelo fight, of course he stay at 168, because he probably go fight Canelo again for another bag, you know what I mean? And if he lose, I think he probably going to retire and ride off into sunset with that Canelo bag, because for three reasons. I don't think he viewed Lara as a big money fight, and for reason number two, I don't think that he could beat Lara. You know what I mean? And even if he is, you know what I'm saying, to win, I think he stay up there anyway, and he take care of his business up there. You know what I mean? So I think really this fight has been ordered. Shout out to my guy D Free. He said, yep, shout out to my guy D Free. So really, I think this fight has been ordered, but I don't think this fight is necessarily going to happen. I think this fight is setting the tone for an even bigger fight, unification at 160. It's going to be a new day at 160. You know what I mean? And again, I'm going to give you this breakdown again in case you don't know. I'm going to tell you right here. The IBF is the only boxing, is the only belt, you know what I mean, that's not really tied to a sanctioning body. Now, this shit ain't necessarily on paper or whatnot, you know what I mean? But the IBF is the only, belt that's not tied to a sanctioning body. The WBO, that's actually on paper. It is tied to Bob Arum. The WBO is Bob Arum's belt. You know what I mean? The WBC is Mauricio Suleiman belt. So he control where that belt go. Just like Bob Arum control where the WBO belt go. just like the PBC control wherever the WBA belt go. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy G5. Appreciate you sliding through this young G5. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. My guy Mike Biggs. Appreciate you sliding through this young Mike Biggs. TWT in the building. Glad you can make it. So yeah, you know what I mean? So the PBC really control where the WBA belt go. You know what I mean? We just had Lara got called for this motherfucker. Anyway, you know what I mean? But I think this fight has been called because they know Triple G, you know, ain't gonna fight Lara. They know if Triple G win or lose, he probably go retire or he gonna be out the way anyway at 160. So by default, you know, Lara is the regular champion. I think we can as good as, you know, chalk this up as, you know, Lara is the 160-pound WBA champion. I kind of figure Lara, well, when Lara had to fight Cornbread for their regular title, you know, Cornbread had their regular title for about what? Maybe like a year or so. When Lara fought Cornbread and knocked Cornbread out for their regular title, you know, I knew that Lara, I was like, okay, big cool. Lara got the regular title. But I didn't think much was going to come from it because, you know, Murata had that WBA title at first, and Murata was sitting down for 2 years. It's like as soon as I started calling for Lara versus Murata, Triple G, you know, got that Murata fight, which is probably what Murata was waiting on, you know what I mean, to begin with. So Triple G got that Murata fight, which pushed Lara back again. But now it's looking like the WBA coming on around that block with this consolidation tournament because that's why, you know, Manny Pacquiao, you know, had to fight Ugas. Earl got hurt. But, you know, the consolidation rule, you know, Manny Pacquiao was the super champion. They took it from Manny Pacquiao due to his recess. You know, they made Manny Pacquiao champion in recess, and they gave the strap to Yordenis Ugas. So that was part of the consolidation tournament. The Leo Santa Cruz versus Lee Wood fight, then Leo Santa Cruz had 24 hours to make a decision. You know what I mean? So Leo Santa Cruz either need to be making his decision like in the next hour, or Leo Santa Cruz going to have to drop his belt. But I digress. That fight part of the WBA consolidation rule. What fight? Oh, yeah. Boutier versus Jamal James was part of the WBA consolidation tournament rule. Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon was part of the WBA consolidation rule. You know what I mean? Because both of them had WBA belts type deal. You know, so we didn't have the fruit fights that had to go down because of their consolidation rule. Another time they tried to make Ugas and Earl Spence. You know what I mean? They tried to make them. When Earl was about to fight Manny Pacquiao, they tried to make him wait, and they tried to push that, you know, consolidation rule, you know, with Ugas and Earl, but they ended up working itself out. You know what I mean? Type deal. But you know, so this is the WBA finally coming on around to what I was saying. You know what I mean? Months ago about you know, them consolidating. You know what I'm saying? The belts at 160, and I like it. You know what I mean? I guess timing is everything. Would I have liked to see Lara beat up Triple G? I might still get to see Lara beat up Triple G, right? If Triple G come back down. So even if we get Lara versus Triple G, which I don't think Triple G is going to be too quick to do, you know, I still win. I want to see Lara beat up Murata, right? But then Triple G got that fight. I'm finna I want to see Lara beat up. I want to see Lara beat up Murata, right? But Triple G ended up getting that fight. And then I was like, well, let Triple G fight Murata then. He said, so maybe we would get. I'm trying to tell you, D Free. D Free, I'm telling you, D Free. D Free, have I not been telling y'all we go get Tank versus Devin Haney? Huh, D Free? Have I not been telling y'all we go get Tank versus Devin Haney? Have I not been telling y'all that the WBA got that consolidation tournament going on? They gotta make these fights. They shorten up their belts. That's why they're making all these fights happen. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know Tank go fight Michelle Rivera. Because Michelle Rivera is ranked in the WBA. And he up next for Tank Davis' belt. You know what I mean? Which is the regular belt. He the number one contender. And he up next for Tank Davis' belt. Now, my guy Alex Alberto came on. And he threw something out there. And I dismissed Alex Alberto. But Alex Alberto G, you know, is right in a sense. Munguia very well could have a shot to fight Lara, you know what I mean? But I don't think Munguia go on to fight Lara either. I think Lara knocked Munguia out. So I think this is going to be another fight that Munguia end up turning down, not wanting to test himself against somebody that he very well could lose to, you know what I mean? So I think Hammy Munguia has already taken himself out the picture, because I think if Hammy Munguia wanted to fight Lara, that fight would have already been called. You know what I mean? Because they've been trying to give Hammy Munguia a belt for a minute. Hammy Munguia turned down 2 fights in the WBC ranking. They were trying to keep him in their ranking so bad. They was like, we'll let you fight Jamal Charlo. He was like, no, I'm good. They said, well, okay, fight Carlos Adames and eliminate. He was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to fight Carlos Adames either. You know what I mean? But he ranked high in the few sanctioning bodies, so he ain't even decided which sanctioning body he gonna go with. He go keep floating around pretending he want to fight top guys and fight nobody from each sanctioning body until he pick one. You know what I mean? He waiting to find the right one to get a shot at the title. He ain't really trying to fight nobody worth a damn. He ain't really trying to fight nobody worth a damn. Hammy Munguia. You know what I mean? I used to believe in Hammy Munguia. Hammy Munguia some shit, man. I don't believe in him, man. He's some poo-poo cheese. He's some poo-poo cheese. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is just part of this Triple G-Lara thing is just part of the WBA and that consolidation, you know what I mean, tournament thing. But we about to get some more of these coming down the pike, and we got to get rid on Leo Santa Cruz, because Leo Santa Cruz tied up. Leo Santa Cruz tied up in the same thing right now. They gave him 24 hours yesterday. I want to know how that worked out for him. You know what I mean? I want to know how that worked out for him. Type deal. He's I respectfully disagree with Lara knocking out Munguia, in my opinion. I think Munguia puts him out of his mirror. I don't think Munguia ready, Mike Biggs. I don't think he ready. I don't think he ready for Lara. What opponent do you think Gabe Rosado, Mike Biggs, let me highlight you for a second, TWT. Do you think Gabe Rosado is ready for Lara? Do you think Gabe Rosado beats Lara? Do you think today, if Gabe Rosado stepped in the ring, do he beat Lara? Right now. I got a question for you. This to my brother Mike Biggs Boxing. Shout out my brother Mike Biggs Boxing. Make sure y'all subscribe to Mike Biggs Boxing. We having a family debate right now. I want to ask Mike Biggs. He said no. Okay, my brother Mike Biggs said no. My guy Yoda said no too. Okay, bet. So Gabe Rosado gave Hammy Munguia a fight for his life. That was a death match. He went life and death with Gabe Rosado. Not saying Gabe Rosado is trash, because Gabe Rosado not trash at all. He not trash at all. But what I'm saying is he went life and death with Gabe Rosado. Go check it out. It was a time in that fight. I can't remember exactly what round it was. It could have been the 4th round or the 7th round. The referee jumped in like 12 seconds early for Hammy Munguia. Gabe Rosado was giving his ass the business in that corner. The referee kind of jumped in, gave him a couple seconds, and Munguia barely made it to the end of that round, yo. I was calling that fight live. I can't remember exactly who was in here with me. You know what I mean? Mike Biggs, facts. My guy Mike Biggs said he saw it. My brother Mike said he saw it. So the man went life and death with Gabe Rosado. Lara would knock Gabe Rosado smooth the fuck out. And I think if Hammy Munguia step in front of Lara go knock Hammy Munguia smooth the fuck out, bro. I don't see in no way, shape, or form does Hammy Munguia compete with Lara. And it ain't no shot at Hammy Munguia. Lara on a different level for real. Y'all see Lara at 160? Lara looked better at 160. He didn't look at his career. You know what I mean? He should have been sitting on his punches. That was Lara's problem. People were saying Lara moved too much. He punched, he jab, he a dancer. Now he's sitting on his punches more and people going to sleep. You know what I mean? He should have been doing this shit. Lara looked damn good at 160, y'all. I like Lara at 160. He putting guys' ass to bed. Hammy Munguia be a good test for Lara, right, at 160. And Lara be a good test for Hammy Munguia. It makes sense. But my thing is, Mike Biggs, I hope Hammy Munguia is thinking the same way you thinking, though, bro, because that means we will get that fight, right? But I truly believe, Mike, If Jaime Munguia wanted to fight Lara for his WBA spot, I think he would have already got that. You know what I mean? I think he would have already got that one. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see how that work out because Jaime Munguia is ranked number 1. Either Gabe is bigger and stronger, has much better resume. Oh, stop it. Much better. There you go, Tony. I'm not sold that Lara can get Gabe. Lara would kick Gabe ass, Tony. Lara would kick Gabe ass, Tony. Tony. He kicked Gabe ass, Tony. Tony. Gabe, nah, bro. Gabe gives people a good test. Gabe don't beat nobody. Gabe don't beat nobody, bro. What, Tony? Do you think Gabe Rosado, right, could have gave Canelo a run at 154? Because people forget Gabe Rosado fought at 154. People forget that Jermell Charlo beat Gabe Rosado years ago. People forget that Gabe Rosado. Tony, I asked you a question, Tony. Do you think that Gabe Rosado could have fought the same Canelo that Lara fought and put on a better fight than Lara? You know what I mean? Is that Lara a beast, though? If they fight, I'm going to be on the show with you, T, for sure. Is that Rosado he give you problems. Yeah, he going to put up a damn good fight. You know what I mean? But he not that level. It's levels to this shit, y'all. Rosado not the level of a Lara. He's not even the level of a guy to get a fight with Canelo. Y'all get what I'm saying? He was never the level of a guy to get a fight with Canelo. Look at his... Did y'all see his last fight? He almost got put out his last fight. Nah, man. Nah, it's not Gabe. Gabe not the bar. Gabe is a gatekeeper. Gabe been a gatekeeper for a long time, too. Gabe is a gatekeeper. Lara is not a gatekeeper, bro. Lara got real game. Lara got real skill. Gabe is a good fighter, man. He's a good goddamn fighter, bro. But he's not on the level of the guys that we talking about right now. You know what I mean? And Gabe almost put Munguia out. Do y'all? No. It's over with, man. Gabe gets put out, man. Gabe gets put out by Lara. But look, though, I say this. He said, yes, Lara Canelo fight was boring as fuck. Neither guy landed a lot. If Gabe would have fought Canelo back then, Canelo would have ended up like big. Gabe is old now and been through several. Man, stop it, Tony. Stop it, Tony. Stop it. Stop it. Now we selling Gabe Rosado. Stop it. Say Gabe being a professional gatekeeper, they give you big problem. Yeah, in fact, Gabe is a professional gatekeeper. Gabe wasn't even good enough to get a Canelo fight, man. You know what I mean? Because he got too many losses. Do we really want to, bro? I'm not even finna go run down Gabe Rosado. He got some good names on there, but they all losses. And then he got some losses on there. That's bullshit. I'm not even finna go check that out, man. You know, not even finna do it. I ain't even finna do it. But what I'm saying is, okay, well, let's say this, because y'all know I don't like talking about spoiled milk, right? I don't like talking about spoiled milk, right? So let's say this. Lara and Triple G has been ordered, right? What I'm thinking is Triple G is not going to fight Lara because he going to retire after the Canelo fight. For whatever reason why he going to retire after the Canelo fight, it could be, hell y'all watch game. It could be how Triple G could retire, because this just going to be his last fight. He going to cash out on the Canelo fight. He been made enough. He'll be like, fuck it, this is going to be my last hurrah. I'm going to go out with this. I'm going to leave it all on the table. He could go out like that. He could go out like, well, you know what? I won. I beat Canelo. I don't really want to compete at 168. I wasn't planning to fight up here anyway. He already said he wasn't expecting the Canelo fight to come down the pike right now. He thought this fight was done, but, he going to take the fight type deal. And if he win right, then we get, a Lara fight type deal. But what I'm thinking is Triple G is going to retire after this fight, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? So I think Lara is going to become the champion by default without having to even fight Triple G because Lara is going to retire, right? So let's just say that, because Triple G is going to retire, right? So let's just say that Triple G retires, right? And Lara becomes the champion, right? That means Hammond Munguia being the number one ranked fighter in the WBA after Lara. Is Triple G is the champion. It was Murata, Lara, Munguia, and then, a few other people. Lara came up. He fought for the regular belt, and he became number 2. So it was Murata, Lara, and Munguia, right? Murata lost to Triple G, so now it's Triple G, Lara, and Munguia. If Triple G never come back down, Munguia could challenge Lara for that belt. So we very well, there is a chance we could get Munguia versus Lara. But I'm tossing that fight out. I'm throwing that fight out because I don't think Munguia is going to want to step in the ring with Lara. Now maybe he think he can get Lara because he old, but I still don't think that he believe Lara old enough. I think because Lara out here knocking people out, I think people going to be a little hesitant to even take a fight with Lara still. You know what I mean? Lara out here knocking people out still. I'm finna roll up OTB. Don't worry about it. I got some time today. No, Lara knocking people out still. I don't think he want to chance it. What I think going on, Tony, my brother Tony, is, this setting us up for Jamal Charlo versus Israel Lara, WBA, WBC unification fight. I think we on the road to Jamal Charlo possibly getting, undisputed at 160 pounds. You know what I mean? Type deal. And this is just me, in my own bag, me reaching for the stars, right? Let's just say Boo Boo Andrade come back down and he fight Janabek. You know what I mean? Jamal Charlo already said at this point, I'll fight anybody you put in front of me. I want to be great. I want undisputed or I want a big fight. He said I'll fight Benavidez. He said I'll fight Caleb Plant. Whoever they put in front of me, that's who I'll fight. That's exactly what he said. You know what I mean? My boy said I want undisputed. I feel like this is the first step, to him getting undisputed. You know what I mean? And I believe he ready to fight Janabek as well. I think Lara just gonna be first. I've been telling y'all, my brother D Free just told y'all, he just backed me on it. I don't know who else been around, but my brother D Free just backed me on it. My brother D Free just told y'all, I've been telling y'all Charlo go fight Lara for a minute. Now, no, I did not expect it to be for unification. But with them ordering this Triple G versus Lara fight, it's looking real unification-ish to me. You know what I mean? With this thing coming down the pipe, it's looking like it's finna be real unification-ish. You know what I mean? It's finna be a lot of unification-ish going on. You know what I mean? For the PBC and the WBA. Then I'm going to say it again for the people that weren't here. You know what I mean? I'm going to say it again for the people that weren't here. We all, every belt pretty much has a sanctioning body. You know what I mean? That they do business with. Now, it's not on paper, but I'm telling you what it is, right? Everyone except for the IBF. That's why most people feel like the IBF is the best one because they do everything by the book. You know what I mean? They don't really go for no bullshit. If you next up in the IBF, you next up, and they go give you your shot, right? They the only one that's really not tied to nobody. But the WBC, you know what I mean? The WBC, that's ran by Mauricio Suleiman. So he gets to control that and do what he want to do with it. He could pick his own fighters and his own champions, which is why he could create a franchise title anyway. Juan Estrada not even the champion no more after dropping his WBA belt because he ain't want to fight Joshua Franco. He not even a real champion no more. But I digress. You know what I mean? But Mauricio Suleiman controlled the WBC. He got that belt on lock. Bob Arum controlled the WBO. He got that belt on lock. And PBC controlled the WBA. They got that belt on lock. So with them having their belt on lock, with them having Lara, who next in line for Triple G, with them having Jamal Charlo, they both at 160. You know what I mean? It just makes sense to me, which is what I've been saying for a minute. My guy OTB said Lara sitting on his shots. Munguia opens up. Talk your shit, Brody. You know what I mean? And I ain't even saying that Munguia can't beat Lara. I don't think Munguia would be willing to fight Lara to even find out if he win or if he lose. That's just my personal opinion. Now I could be wrong. I hope he proved me wrong. I be praying I'm wrong about shit like that because I want to see the fight. You know what I mean? OTB said he say that. Then he scheduled selected. Dennis Hogan, Brandon Adams, Montiel, and Derevchenko Maldo want to be great. Okay, I say this, Brody. He tried to fight Canelo Alvarez. Can we all agree that we remember him trying to get a Canelo Alvarez fight, right? Canelo Alvarez had $50 million, had $45 million, $50 million, whatever you want to say. He had $45 million on the table to fight Charlo, and he had a $55 million on the back end option, you know what I mean? So he had $55 million guaranteed, not even total. He had $50 million guaranteed to fight Charlo, and $50 million didn't work to get him a Canelo fight. So we can't blame Charlo, for that. Now let's go to his second option. His second option, come on now, check me out. His second option was foolproof. You know what I mean? His second option was foolproof. You know what I mean? He went to Munguia. The WBC already want Munguia to be their champion. The WBC been giving Munguia fucking WBC title shots for the longest. His team been turning them down, telling everybody he ain't ready for them. You know what I mean? So they've been turning down title shots for a minute from the WBC. You know what I mean? He said no. And on top of that, just real quick, he said no to Carlos Adames too, and the title eliminated for the WBC. Did have him on gear. You know what I mean? So he tried to fight Canelo and he tried to fight Munguia. And then he ended up fighting Selecki. You know what I mean? And he didn't even fight Selecki. He said, fuck that shit. He said he never tried to fight Canelo. His own brother said, nah, bro, you talking about some old shit, Tony. You talking about some old shit. I'm talking about just now. Canelo Alvarez was about to fight Jamal Charlo. He was about to fight Jamal Charlo. He had a 45 minute. Where you been, Tony? I thought you knew. I thought you was up on your boxing. Well, let me fill you in, Tony. Well, right before Canelo Alvarez decided to fight Dimitri Bivol, he had a PBC deal on the table and he had a DAZN deal on the table. He ain't just have a DAZN deal on the table. Let me catch you up to speed a little bit. He actually had the PBC deal on the table first, and then he chose to fight Dimitri Bivol and Canelo instead of fighting Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. Later on, we found out that he had an option to fight, you know what I mean, Earl Spence at a catchweight if you want the catchweight type deal as well. So I ain't talking about no 2016, he say, she say, Eddie Hearn, his brother Jamel. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the last time. What's good, Tay-Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Tay-Tay, glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy as you roll on in this, John. Greatly appreciate you. But yeah, I ain't talking about no old shit. I'm talking about just last year before he was about to fight Selecki. He said, how could he fight Canelo? Jamel started 7 times he's going. Nah, that's not all cap. Canelo came out and said when everybody was saying that he would go fight Jamal, he said, yes, there is a chance that I'm fighting Jamal, but it's not said and done. You know what I mean? Canelo put that on his Twitter. You've been out there, Luton. You the only nigga in here that didn't know that, and you claim that you know boxing. Okay, watch this. Do anybody else in here, watch this shit. Watch this, Tony. Don't go nowhere, Tony. Do anybody else in here remember when Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo was finna fight before he signed to fight Dimitri Bivol? Do anybody in here remember Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo about to fight before he signed to fight Dimitri Bivol? Because apparently my guy Tony missed it. And see, but a lot of people do this. Y'all come in here with not all the information. Y'all come in here misinformed, and then y'all tell me I'm lying because you missed a whole month worth of shit. Now, real talk, feel free. Y'all feel free. Do anybody remember? It was literally a whole fiasco for months. Now, real talk, feel free to answer y'all. Don't be scared of Tony. Do anybody else in here remember, or am I just making up this $45 million in this Benavidez, fight and the Earl Spence fight, being an option, type deal? I'm just making all that shit up right now. The PBC Canelo never put out on his Twitter, right? He never put out on his Twitter that yeah, there's a chance that he could fight Jamal, but it's not all set in stone. You know what I mean? He still can fight whoever he want to fight. And then that Triple G, and then that B-Vol and Triple G option came in. I really feel free. Am I the only person that remember that? I'm the only person that remember that. I'm just making that shit up. I pulled that shit out of my ass. Like nobody else. So nobody else in here remember him fighting Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez as an option, and him taking the DAZN deal. Canelo don't tweet much. I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I think y'all scared of Tony. I think y'all scared of Tony. What's good, Brown on boxing? Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Glad you can make. I think y'all scared of Tony, so you know what? I'm finna go to it. I think y'all scared of Tony. You know what? So I'm finna go to it. I got to, because the man told me I'm Cat Brown on boxing. Brown on boxing, my brother Brown. Brown, did you remember Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo being in negotiations to fight, right before he was about to fight B-Vol? Or am I just making up this $45 million, for Jamal Charlo, and then the $55 million option for Benavidez or Errol Spence if he wanted to fight, you know what I mean, at a catch weight? So I'm the only person in this motherfucker that remember that. But I'm finna go to it because I know it's still up there because Canelo don't say much on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Now, here I come. Now, don't go nowhere. Now, don't go nowhere. Now, don't go nowhere. Now, don't go nowhere, Tony. Don't go nowhere, Tony. Stay, Tony. Stay, Tony. Stay. Let me see. Okay, let's be though. Yeah, okay, so let me. You finna get to it. Don't go nowhere. He said we all know Showtime put the info out on Canelo. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I know, but now I wanna find Canelo saying it his goddamn self. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me see. I want to go back far enough because it was getting too big. The rumors was getting too big. Everybody was excited and shit. Canelo even had to come out and say, "Nah, man. Canelo even had to come out and say, "Nah, man. I ain't fighting him, man. I ain't fighting him. It ain't set in stone. I know. I heard what people saying, but it ain't set in stone. You put that shit on Twitter. I'm finna look for this shit. When? Before then, before this trainer of the year shit. Yeah, they earned that man now, Brian. He said, I like Tony for real. He has his ways. He gets people going. I be cracking the fuck up. Mind. He said, you're not capping. Jamal was capping. No, Jamal didn't say that. Jamal didn't say that, Tony. Here we go. They took the tweet down. Ellerby, he took it down. Matter of fact, look, I'm finna reshare on my tweet. There's Ellerby right there, bro. Look, I'm finna show y'all. Hold on, wait. I'm finna pull it. I found it. I'm finna show y'all, buddy. They took this shit down. That's crazy. That shit crazy. But yeah, Canelo jumps it. I just shared it on man. Hold on, I'm finna go to it. I'm finna show y'all the tweet. I'm finna show y'all the motherfucking tweet, man. I just shared it on my it's crazy. There it is right there. Mike Coppinger took this shit down. Mike Coppinger reported it. He said, I didn't even agree. I'm still negotiating. Don't lie to the people. The day everything is signed, that's the day I let them know there's nothing for sure concrete. Mike Cop has said he was going to fight. Let me see. Charlo. Let me see. Hell yeah. Mike Cop took that shit down quick. But they in the comments talking about it. Yeah, Mike Cott reported that shit. But Canelo clearly said that he negotiated. I'm finna show y'all. Canelo clearly said that he negotiated. Canelo clearly said he negotiated. I'm finna show y'all this shit. That part you still can see. He said there's nothing concrete yet. That boy was shaking in his motherfucking boots. Check him out. Mike Cop took the tweet down that he said, but the tweet basically said that he was gonna fight Charlo. You know what I mean? And Canelo Alvarez instantly hopped on that shit. He was like, hell no. He was like, nah, I don't even agree. He said he meant I didn't even agree. Nah, I didn't even agree. I'm still negotiating. Don't lie to the people. The day everything is signed, that day I let them know. For now, there's nothing concrete. That was the tweet about Mike Cop, about Charlo type deal. That's what that jump was about. Like the next day, Canelo was like, hell no, I ain't fighting Charlo. But hell yeah. That's the jump though. Showtime, 2-3 fight deal. Charlo, Benavidez, and Spence on the option. Yeah, Spence was the option. I'm telling y'all, man, that shit went no cap. He was negotiating. And he chose not to fight him. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know how we got on this shit. I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about Charlo and Lara. I was talking about Lara. I was talking about Lara and Charlo because I don't even care about that shit no more. I don't even care about that shit no more. They ain't even no fight we go get. I don't even care about Canelo no more. I want Lara. I ain't gotta say what I want. Only a couple things go happen. Only a couple things can happen. And this is the couple things that can happen. Either Triple G go fight Canelo and he gonna stay at 168 because Canelo go get a rematch. And he gonna fight Triple G again because he gonna swear that it's personal and he gotta fight Triple G again, even though he just didn't rematch B-Ball. Right? So Triple G gonna be at 168 if he win. And if he lose, I'm thinking he gonna retire. You know what I mean? Type deal. So Lara gonna become the champion by default. And I think that's setting up. Charlo and goddamn, Lara. We was talking about Munguia sorry ass. You know what I mean? Somebody really in here just tried to tell me that goddamn Gay Rosado could have beat Canelo Alvarez, the one that Lara fought. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now Gay Rosado better than Canelo Alvarez. But of course, it's Tony. It got to be Tony saying some shit like that. It only makes sense if it's Tony saying some shit like that because Tony the only person that say some shit like that. You know what I mean? Stop it. Munguia ain't never had a hard fight in his life. That man fought Gabe Rosado and he done had lateral fights ever since. He fought Gabe Rosado and he making sure he never fight a guy as good as Gabe Rosado again in his fucking life. And tell me I'm lying. Curtis Swell was good. Brandon Boxing said, how the hell does Canelo not have a mandatory 6-8, but he got a voluntary defense against Triple G? Exactly. And you see when Triple G got to move back down, right? He got a mandatory. Lara. WBA enforcing that shit in Lara. You know what I mean? Type deal. Canelo's supposed to be fighting Triple G right now. That's how he's supposed to be fighting. He's supposed to be fighting David Benavidez. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be fighting the winner of Janabek and Boo Boo Andrade. That's the only reason Boo Boo Andrade went up, I think, to 6-8 because he won the Canelo fight. You know what I mean? Type deal. What's good, Curtis? Appreciate you sliding through this jump. We're on this jump talking about the WBA ordering Triple G versus Lara. And I think percentage-wise, if I had to put a percentage on me thinking whether this fight happens or doesn't happen, I get this fight probably like a 25% chance of happening. I just see too many variables, you know what I mean, standing in the way of the WBA actually getting this fight, which is why I think the WBA ordered this fight in place, of a bigger fight. And by a bigger fight, I'm thinking, Jamal Charlo versus Lara. Now, there is a slight chance, right? Slight chance, because I believe that I know that the WBA is doing these consolidation tournaments, right? That's why I believe that Tank Davis is about to fight Michelle Rivera soon, because Michelle Rivera is ranked number 1 in the WBA, at 135. That's why Rivera told Tank, you either finna vacate that belt or you finna fight me. You know what I mean? Because Rivera is about to push his WBA mandatory. Now, there is by chance that Jaime Munguia could push his WBA, mandatory, and he fight Lara. But I think the chances of that happening are around 50, 25%. I ain't gonna say 50, around 25%. Because I don't think Jaime Munguia gonna be too quick to go and fight Israel and Lara. You know what I mean? I don't think he gonna be too quick to push his WBA. You know what I mean? So I think by default, Lara gonna become this champion. And like I've been saying for some months, Lara and Charlo is being set up. You know what I mean? To happen. The moment that Lara went to 160, I had got a little bird. I got tip. Somebody hit me up like, hey, be on the lookout for Lara Charlo. That's something that very well could happen. I was like, damn, for real? You know what I mean? And it sounded plausible, so I ran with it. I started telling my folks, you know what I mean? My guy Deep Free was just in here. You know what I mean? He been here for a minute. He was here, when I've been saying it. I throw it out there every now and again. You know what I mean? Type deal. So I think that this fight, you know what I mean, Lara versus Triple G is just a byproduct. It's just something that gotta happen in order for Charlo versus Lara to happen. I think Charlo and Lara go unify that division. You know what I mean? And this is just me. This is something that I would like. At this point, now rather Janabek, Janabek is either the WBO champion or Boo Boo Andrade is going to move back down and fight him for the WBO belt. So, right now, we don't know what Boo Boo Andrade is going to do because he was just called to fight Zach Parker. He was called to fight Janabek. He was called to fight Zach Parker. You know what I mean? So, depending on which one of them he fight, he at 160 or 168, he could say, FJ or F Zach Parker completely. You know what I mean? And he could fight Janabek, you know what I mean? Or, he could move up and stay at 168, you know what I mean? And he could try to get that, David Benavidez fight, that he's been looking for. Or he could try to get that Charlo fight, you know what I mean? That he been looking for type deal. I don't really know with Boo Boo Andrade. He a wild card right now. He kind of like sitting between divisions. He normally been fighting at 160, but he said he going up to 168. You know what I mean? I kind of got to wait and see what he go do. You know what I mean? But the WBA ordered, Lara and Triple G. Charlo was already WBC champ. Both guys with the WBC. I mean, both guys, both guys are with the PBC. You know what I mean? By default, depending on Triple G, win or lose or retire, whatnot, Lara probably going to get the strap. Even if Triple G, is to fight Canelo, then come back and fight Lara, which I don't think will ever happen. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy Dominic. Appreciate you signing through this, John Dominic. Glad you could make it. DP Rocker, what's good, pimp? Appreciate you signing through this, John. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Glad you can make it. The WBA, order Triple G versus Lara, for the WBA strap. I think this is a fight right here to get to, a bigger fight. In a bigger fight, I mean Charlo versus Lara for the WBA, which means Sudden T. I don't think, Triple G coming back down to 160 after this fight. I damn sure don't think he'll be too quick to come back down to 160 to fight Lara for a belt. So either Triple G going to vacate this belt, either he going to win this fight and stay at 160 and rematch Canelo, because if he beat Canelo, they going to do a rematch, or he go retire and Lara go get this belt, or the last thing, it's a by chance he do fight Lara, right? In which case I think he lose anyway. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor if y'all just slide in the building, whether y'all here for a good time or a long time. If y'all could smash that like button. I don't know if it's your first time, but if you could not make it your last time, if y'all could subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, greatly appreciated. The WBA, they put a little pressure on Triple G. I think this fake pressure on Triple G, because I don't think there was a fight, that he was ever planning on do. I don't think there's a fight, this really gonna have to happen. You know what I mean? I think this a fight, that's being built, for something else. I think everybody in boxing pretty much know that Triple G is at that point where he finna retire. You know what I mean? So I think they just putting champions in place as they should. Again, I'm gonna say this again. Whether you know or you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now. Pretty much every belt is linked to a sanctioning body except the IBF. That's why we all love the IBF so much, right? Because the IBF, go by the rules for the most part. And when you earn your way up the rankings in the IBF, 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, you know what I mean? You get your shot over there in the IBF. That's because they're the only belt that's not tied to a sanctioning body. When you really dig down deep in it, Mauricio Suleiman don't even care. He don't try to have it. He lets you know that he running the WBC with that franchise belt and with how he's standing right next to all the WBC champions. You know what I mean? Every time. We are familiar with Bob Arum, the WBO belt. That's why every fighter at Top Rank, has the WBO belt. It's a joke running around that WBO mean what Bob orders. It's a joke because it's true. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy Votes UK. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Votes. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy face, smash that like button for your boy. It's called WBO because it really is what Bob orders. His belt is the WBO belt. He runs how that belt moves and shake. You know what I mean? So we got Mauricio Suleiman controlling WBC. We got Bob Arum controlling the WBO. And the PBC controls the WBA belt. That's why you mostly see PBC fighters, Fox Showtime fighters fighting for the WBA belt. And they just is what it is, you know what I mean? So with the WBA belt, being the PBC belt in this case, with Lara being the PBC fighter, Trello being the PBC fighter, I think Lara and Trello, is being set up next with this Triple G and Lara fight being ordered. Shout out my guy Mike Biggs. Y'all go subscribe to Mike Biggs. My guy Votes UK was good, pimp. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button. He just sold the WBA strip Triple G. Will Lara be elevated to full champion? Yep, because they already putting it into place of Votes UK. They already putting it into place. That's how they do this fight. I mean, that's why they called this fight anyway, you know what I mean? Because now at this, if they wasn't going to strip, you know what I mean? If they wasn't going to elevate Lara or strip Triple G right, they wouldn't have even, made this mandatory. They wouldn't even made this fight a mandatory. They just would have kept doing what they doing, and let it ride out. But by them making him a mandatory, they already just started the clock. You know what I mean? And let's really think, do we really believe that Triple G is going to fight Lara? So, yeah. If Lara decide, to vacate the belt, you know what I mean, or if he decide to retire after Canelo, you know what I mean, or if he decide to fight somebody else, yes, the WBA will strip him and Lara will be elevated because Lara is the regular champion. You know what I mean? He will be elevated because he's the regular champion. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy DS. Appreciate you sliding through this, John DS. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all smash that like button for your boy as you roll on in? Win this thing, talking some good boxing. The WBA has ordered Lara versus Triple G. You know what I mean? They ordered Lara versus Triple G type deal. So we ain't here, just chopping it up. I think it's a bigger plan. You know what I mean? I think it's something bigger going on. Because I ain't no way in hell I think, Triple G about to fight Lara. You know what I mean? Type deal, especially not after Canelo. Why would he fight, Lara? I mean, why would he fight Lara after Canelo? You know what I mean? Type that he about to get another big payday. Why would you go from that big payday, step in the ring with a fighter like Lara? You know what I mean? Type deal. When more so, I think Triple G really, the reason he ain't really been fighting, the champions at 160, you know, the Jamals and the Boo Boo Andrades is because, you know, he didn't want to risk that. Oh, he never wanted to risk that. He never wanted to risk his you know what I mean? He didn't want to take that loss to keep himself, you know, Gucci for a Canelo fight. Even he said himself, I think he had finally reached the point where he was like, man, I'm not getting that Canelo fight. And then, you know, he finally, it's like, fuck it, I'll fight Murata. You know what I mean? I was surprised when he finally unified to fight anybody, even though Murata would be a guy who right up his alley. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, he could have fought this guy 2 years ago, you know, when they made him the champ. He wasn't even trying to fight Murata. He wasn't trying to fight no champ. And when none of the champs really fighting each other, everybody was pressing Boo Boo and Jamal, which I understand, but Murata was sitting down there, you know, with them as well. And so was Triple G. And nobody was pressing those two. You know what I mean? The moment that Lara beat Cornflake for that 160-pound WBA belt, I was like, yo, WBA, since y'all doing consolidation tournaments and shit, Israel Landiara, I said Israel Landiara, Israel Landy Lara is the motherfucking 160-pound WBA champ. So I need y'all to start consolidating some shit. You know what I mean? And that was when Murata was the champion. And of course, they ended up giving Triple G that shot. You know what I mean? But time works, you know, time works out everything. And as time rolled on back around, Triple G does have that belt. And now it's time for Triple G to pay the piper. You know what I mean? Now it's time for Triple G to pay the piper. Because now instead of Murata fighting Lara, Triple G got to fight Lara. You know what I mean? That's after he fight Canelo. And which I don't think go happen. I think this Triple G last fight. You know what I mean? I straight up do. He said fake pressure. Yeah, fake pressure. Yeah, it's fake pressure because I think he about to retire anyway. You know what I mean? Does it really matter? I think he about to retire anyway. You know what I mean? Why would he fight Lara after Triple G? At this point, you can get this other Canelo fight. You ain't gonna give him no more money than this. Canelo probably was already your biggest payday. The zone made you a big star. This is the biggest fight you're gonna be able to get, unless you got some more contracts in your DAZN contract that you gotta, you know what I mean, that you gotta honor or some shit like that. I can see him retiring, even if you don't, because if you retire, you can always retire, no matter how many fights you guys left. It's just if you come back, you gotta fight with them. You know what I mean? So you could always retire, and I think he got a stake in DAZN or some shit like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So either which way, you know, I don't see Triple G, you know, having to fight Lara. I don't see Triple G fighting Lara. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. And that's kind of a good thing. I think directly, indirectly, it's a good thing, you know, if he don't fight Lara. Because I'd much rather, you know, Lara go ahead and be elevated to a champion. You know what I mean? And by chance, right? Because like my guy Alex Alberto said, by chance, Jaime Munguia want to push his number one WBA ranking because Lara is the regular champ in the WBA at 160, and Triple G is the real champion. So Jaime Munguia could say, hey, I want to, you know, push my mandatory for the regular belt, and Jaime Munguia could throw himself in the mix at 160 for that WBA belt. But I'm under the impression that Jaime Munguia don't want to fight no goddamn Lara. I just don't think he don't. They just don't seem like a Jaime Munguia move. I think that's too big a risk for Jaime Munguia in his camp, who I've heard on many occasions say, nah, I don't think we're ready for that fight. You know what I mean? Nah, that ain't the fight we're looking for right now. We want to move our fighter, you know, slower. We got our own path. We got our own path to the championship. You know what I mean? Type deal. So it's a couple things that could happen, boy. But what I'm thinking is more than likely to happen. And what I've been hearing, you know, anyway, and I'm going to trust my guys. I'm going to trust my people. I'm going to go with my sources on this. Because 9 times out of 10, you know, they got right. And it's really shaping up to be that way. With Lara getting his WBA strap. You know what I mean? Type deal. But he did facts. Triple G go get the last Canelo bag and retire. Yeah, fact. Yeah, just do, you know, I'm just in here, you know, just in here talking a little boxing, man. Tough things have been on my mind, type deal. And I kind of saw this one coming. Like I saw this one coming. You know what I mean? And I think it's a damn good fight. people gonna try to diminish it. Like my guy Tony already came here and tried to diminish. I think Rosado could be Lara. Can't no motherfucking Rosado be no goddamn Lara. You know what I mean? The Triple G the fake champ, Lara the real champ. He's the one being ducked. Now I ain't even saying Triple G ducking Lara. No. I ain't saying Triple G ducking Lara because it wouldn't be a duck if Triple G didn't fight Lara. You know what I mean? If Triple G retired after Canelo fight, I wouldn't consider him ducking Lara at all. You know what I mean? I consider Triple G ducking Jamal and Boo Boo. That I consider him ducking because he been ducking them for years. You know what I mean? I consider him ducking those guys. I won't consider him ducking Lara, you know what I mean? Because at this point in his career, you know what I mean, he don't gotta fight Lara. Maybe he could have fought Lara earlier. My thing is, if you ain't fight him before, you ain't gonna fight him now. You know what I mean? But now I don't consider him ducking, you know what I mean, Lara at this point if he don't fight him. Type deal because he about to fight Canelo. He ain't really got much more to do. You know what I mean? Ain't much more for him to do, especially after he get another Canelo fight. He finna get them M's. Exactly, just dude. Man, Tony stay coming in here tripping, man. Tony be tripping. And I tell Tony all the time, Tony tripping. Man, when we go to Atlanta for the barbecue and shit, and I invite Tony go get in there with all his blasphemy shit. Man, we go get a chance to see Tony ass trip in person. Cause Tony ass be tripping, man. Tony gonna have the whole fucking barbecue. Tony gonna have us arguing the whole motherfucking barbecue. For real. I can already see Tony ass having us arguing the whole barbecue. All this goddamn blasphemy, Tony. All this goddamn blasphemy, man. He said Lara and his bicycle in the ring. He ain't no dog. I don't know about him being a dog or not, but he ain't no easy fight to win. I tell you, he ain't no easy fight to win. Type deal. He said Leo Santa Cruz versus Lee Wood close to being made over here. Nottingham have just made the news. Okay, so Leo Santa Cruz decided to fight Lee Wood. For real, I got to make a video about that. How long I got? 30 minutes. Yeah, BF come on at 4:30. Matter of fact, at the top of the hour, I'm finna do that. Where you see that at? It's an article for that. Votes. Where you see that at, Votes? Votes. Where you find it at, Votes? Votes, where you find it at? Votes, where you find that at, Votes? Bet my bigs. We go chop it up. Votes, where you find it at, Votes? Hold on. I'm gonna put some ice in this cup. Votes, where you find it at? And this news from the UK, and Votes UK from the UK, of course. I just want to know like where you find it, because I know people ask me, where you find that at? I be like, my nigga Votes UK told me that, bitch, he from the UK. He said Lara bike has been put away, bro. He's scrapping now. Tell him again, man. Tell him again, Brody. Hey, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Can you do me a favor, bro? Can you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, Brody? I don't know if it's your first time, but if you could, Brody, not make it your last time. If you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, Brody. Shout out my guy. Shout out my guy. Doesn't really matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you folks. Update their resume. Votes. No, I'm God, yeah. I'm gonna do them at the top of the hour. I got a little bit to cook on that before BF come on. BF come on in an hour and a half. I'm setting it up now. Setting it up now. Might do a little short. I got another 15 minutes on this one. Let me see. I will just go, run this joint out. I will just go work this joint until BF came on. But if that's true, dog, I wanna rap on it. I gotta do my Southern Tea thing over here. I guess to. Let me see. Man. My boy, bro. To the fruit challenge on here. Reportedly had accepted the fight. I don't use traditional news no more. I get my info box. Okay, bet, for sure. But now I know they denied his request. But I mean, I just want to see. I just want to know who you got it from. Like, if they credible, shit, I go. No, I just want to watch it. I just want to watch it and see. I ain't saying that he ain't credible. I just want to know who you got it from. I just want to know where you got it from. That's all. No, I don't see it. No, okay, I don't see. Let me see. Let me check real quick. What's good, Tate? What's good, Tate? Appreciate you sliding through this junk. What's good, G5? What's good, G5? Appreciate you sliding through this junk. When this junk cooking on Triple G becoming Lara, man, Lara becoming Triple G mandatory for the 160-pound belt. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, this fight probably ain't gonna happen. I'm thinking Triple G, you know what I mean, probably gonna retire more so after this Canelo fight. You know what I mean? I'm thinking he gonna retire after this Canelo fight type deal. Win, lose, or draw, I think he gonna retire. You know what I mean? Even if he don't retire, right? If he win, he more likely gonna have to fight Canelo Alvarez again in the rematch. That's gonna be at 168. So the WBA gonna strip him at 160 anyway, and Lara gonna become the champion, right? If he don't, if he you know what I mean? If he retired, just because this is last, fight, big bag, finna get a big bag with Canelo. What more do he have to box for? He could retire, right? So he could have to stay at 168 if he wins and do a Canelo rematch, or he could retire and say this is his last big bag. And let's say by chance, he do come back down to 160 and fight Lara right after fighting Canelo. That's gonna be a hell of a task, and I don't think he gonna be able to pull it off. So I think Lara will beat him anyway. You know what I mean? But I think the WBA is calling Lara for the WBA mandatory right now under the impression that Triple G is probably finna get off the belt. By default, that will make, Lara the super champion at WBA or the regular champion or whatever they finna do. Hell, they finna get rid of the belts. You know what I mean? So I think this fight right here, this Lara and Triple G fight, it sound good, but I most definitely think that, it's setting up a Jamal versus Lara fight instead of really a Triple G versus Lara fight. He said McGill don't take risky fights. Mike, he on that hopeless. Yeah, yeah. Fact. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think McGill, like he could throw a wrench in it if he press his regular belt. If he press his mandatory to Lara belt. But I think if he was gonna press that belt, that would already came out and we would have got that fight news instead of Triple G and Lara, you know what I mean? So I think that jump pretty much set. Lara next in line for that strap. You know what I mean? It would be a pleasant surprise if McGill fight it. Cool, you know what? That'll give McGill a test. It'll give us something to grade him off of again. You know what I mean? He's I seen Tay report on your side. Love boxing. Punch Purdy, I reported over here. Okay, bet. Tay Jones, okay, bet. Hell yeah, Tay Jones reported it. If Tay Jones reported, I know it's the real. You talking about Tay Jones? See, a lot of Triple G will never have. Yep, basically, yep, that's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, bet. So bet. All right, bet. We finna set it up, baby. We finna set it up, baby. Oh yeah, and it's going to purse bid. Okay, I got it. Okay, bet. Hell yeah. Okay, I found it. I found it. I just hit my guy up. I just hit my guy. He sent me like 3 different pictures, bro. He sent me like 3 different pictures. Bet hell yeah. So we finna rap about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, we finna go and get it. We finna talk about it. I gotta talk about my boy Leo. Lee Wood. It's gonna be a good ass fight, y'all. Lee Wood might get, if Lee Wood beat up Michael Conway did, he knock out Leo Santa Cruz too. Is Lee Wood fighter of the year? Let's talk about it, man. And then Josh Warren, the little big nose ass, want to hop in. All right, man, let's talk about it. We got an hour and a half. All I need is about 30 minutes to an hour, like an hour and a half, 30 minutes, hour, either one of them. Let's go and get to it. Let's go and get to it, man. This gonna be easy. This gonna be easy. This gonna be easy to do. This gonna be easy to do, man. Let's get to it. I'm setting it up now. Let's talk about it for a second. Ain't gonna take long either. Ain't gonna take long. Said Leo from Teenage Mutant Ninja. Yeah, Coach Joe Leo. Now Leo Santa Cruz, my guy G5 said McGill was getting touched up by Jimmy Kelly. A real threat gonna work his ass. Man, Lara gonna whoop his ass. Man, if I don't see. Hopefully McGill prove us wrong and he step in. But at this point, we might as well just prepare for Lara versus Charlo. We might as well prepare for Lara versus Charlo. I'm glad Leo did. And people thought Leo was going to drop them belts too. A lot of people thought Leo was going to drop them belts. Leo said, nah, dog. Let's make this shit happen. Shout out Leo, man. We finna talk about it. Finally, somebody accepting the mandatory and not dropping the belt. Let's get Leo a fucking hand clap. Now, he ain't fight Gary. I know people going to be, I know people going to say, he ain't fight Gary. He ain't fight. I know, but let's get Leo Santa Cruz a hand clap for accepting the fucking mandatory in a time where nobody want to accept the fucking mandatory. You know what I mean? Damn. 75-25 purse bid likely. The purse bid is 75-25, y'all. So I'm guessing. So I'm guessing. So I'm guessing Lee. I'm guessing, right? Leo Santa Cruz ain't gonna want to make this fight happen. Yes, now that story I was about to drop by Ray Vargas saying Brandon Figueroa is a more risk versus reward. That makes sense. Be ready for that jump tomorrow morning. Brandon Figueroa said that. Ray Vargas said that Brandon Figueroa is more risk than reward right now. So yeah, be ready for that tomorrow. But yeah, we finna cook on this Leo Santa Cruz. We finna cook on it, man. We finna talk about it. We finna talk about it, man. Hell yeah. He said I was wrong about Leo. Ray Vargas has to fight Brandon Figueroa. Yep. He said Leo wanted Vargas, and I think I know why. Woods might finish Leo. Yeah, Leo did want Vargas. He did want to fight Vargas. He did he did request to fight Vargas. He requested to fight Vargas before he accepted this fight. That's true enough. But he requested to fight him, saying that he was gonna fight him later. He said, I got Woods. Chris, I got Woods over Leo. Chris, you finna go to work, Chris, or you got time today? We finna talk about it, man. I know I keep bringing it. I'm telling y'all we finna talk about it, but I keep bringing this shit up. You know what I mean? But he did. He did, though. But still, though, he accepted. I'm gonna give him a hand clap. I'm gonna give him some respect for actually taking. He still could have said, "Nah, I'll fight Leo." He just seemed like the PBC fights are the only ones trying to have the game take its natural course. But what do I know? Hey, what's good? Shout out my guy Rick. I wish I could hit that horn for Ricky. I wish I could hit that horn for Ricky. Shout out my guy Ricky Williams. We finna talk about it. I'm trying to set up a new one. Y'all coming to this stream, man. I want y'all to come to the other stream. But y'all know how we go build. We only go build. We go build about an hour and a half at the most, an hour. 30 minutes. But we go build either way. I ain't gonna go over my brother BL time at all, you know what I mean? But we finna build on. I'm setting it up right now. You know what I mean? Setting it up right now. He said, I talk while I'm headed to work. Okay, bet. I'm getting it up now. Like I'm about to. But hell yeah, so we in here kicking about Triple G and Lara being ordered by the WBA. Basically, what I'm saying with that is the WBA is ordering this fight, but I don't think that this fight really is going to happen. I think the WBA ordering this Lara versus Triple G fight, because they're really setting up a bigger fight. And I think the bigger fight that they're setting up is Lara versus Jamal Charlo for the WBA unification, for the WBA and the WBC. You know what I mean? 160-pound straps. You know what I mean? Type deal. Because, Lara with the PBC, Jamal Charlo with the PBC. You know what I mean? If Triple G was going to fight Lara, Triple G would have already been in for Lara. Now, there is a bad chance that of course, Alex come in at the end. There is a bad chance they might get banned from the U.S. The American Boxing Commission saying that corruption news is true. You know what I mean? Well, hey, look, WBA, look, hey, we about to talk about. He said, hey. Well, look, let's talk about it. What's good, G5? We about to talk about it on the Leo stream, man. Y'all want to move the convo? Fuck it, y'all want the link? Nah, I don't want to do this one too long. Y'all want the link? Fuck it. Nah. I'm gonna go over Leo. Nah, fuck it. Let's do it. Fuck it. We can do it here. Y'all want the link for a second? We can build on it. For a second. If y'all want to get out, if y'all don't want to get out, I'm gonna get out for you. We can build on it. Let's talk about it for a second. But yeah, I just don't see. He just glad my nigga Lara got a shot. Ghost. I know Ghost. Hey, Ghost been here the whole time. Ghost, don't you remember Ghost? No, he said they've been ducking Lara for a decade now. Now that bro fought it. Everyone wanted peace. He said, shut this one down, start another one. You know what I mean? He said, go on, kill it. We jump on a new one. I bet for sure. Bet for sure. Ghost said, I've been here. Bet. So, Ghost, you remember I was saying that Charlo and Lara, I think you were saying it too, though, actually. You remember I was saying Charlo and Lara might happen as soon as Lara moved up to 160? You remember I was saying Charlo and Lara might happen when Lara first moved up to 160? You know what I mean? And now they just, remember I was asking them to make Lara fight. Remember I was asking Lara to fight Murata. You know what I mean? But they ended up giving Triple G. Facts goes. But they ended up giving Triple G that Murata fight. You know what I mean? But on the back end, I disagree with that. Lara wasn't in the top fight list. But he got a few good fights. Lara damn good, bro. But hold on, let me get that other joint set up real quick, y'all. So we can go and switch it over. So we can go and switch it over. But yeah, my bad, y'all. But my Lara damn good fighter, TD. Lara good fighter. Do you think Triple G, Teddy, do you think Triple G or Hammond Munguia be Lara? Because those will be his next opponents, Teddy. Do you think Munguia or Triple G will be Lara? Those will be next up in line. Triple G possibility, Munguia if he really, want to push the issue. You know what I mean? Charlo, because I think Triple G ain't go, push the issue. I don't think Munguia go push no issue. And I think the PBC go end up having, Lara be the WBA champ. And I think we go get a WBA, WBC unification. and Jamal Charlo go be unified at 160. I think he finally gonna be able to do, what we've been asking him to do. You know what I mean? Unified. We need somebody unified. They need to do something at 160. They need to fight each other. You know what I mean? This would be for unification. And I like it. But I'm pretty sure people are still finding a way, to say that this is bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they are still finding a way, to shit on this. You know what I mean? Type deal.
Yeah, but hey T, I'm just gonna drop in and out, but I just got some breaking news on the MMA front about Sean O'Malley. T.
Yeah, what happened? What happened?
He's getting a #1 contender fight.
Against who?
Peter Yan.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, winner gets a title shot.
My local MMA guy, Alex Alberto G. So Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. Winner gets the title shot. Do they got a day? Got a day for it?
Yeah, it's on the Abu Dhabi card. They're gonna fight, and then it's gonna be Sterling versus TJ for the they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
And so the winner of those two fights are gonna fight each other.
Bet.
For the record, Peter Yan is still the champion. He won that fight. He's 2-0 against Aljamain Sterling.
Not, bro. He got beat up, bro. He got beat up against Sterling the second time, bro. Alex, he got beat up that second time, bro. He got beat up, bro. The second time, he got touched up, man. You really feel like you won the second time? That nigga gone. He dipped off on it. He dipped off. Okay, bet. Y'all meet me on the other side. I'm about to drop that link for y'all in here. Y'all transfer on over to the other side. Y'all know how we do it. We about to talk about Leo Santa Cruz accepted the fight with Lee Wood. I did a video yesterday about Santa Cruz having 24 hours. Santa Cruz accepted the fight in his 24 hours. I was just talking, about that earlier. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, what the hell did Leo Santa Cruz do? He only got a certain amount of time. And the news dropped about an hour ago. You know what I mean? That he was, taking the fight. I was late with the news, but we finna talk about it. We finna do our due diligence. Y'all know I got to tell my folks on Southern T, because certain folks, you know what I mean, only watch Southern T. So I got to do my due diligence and tell, my people. So we about to slide over there in a second. I'm finna drop this link in here for y'all. Finna drop this link in here for y'all for that joint. Finna drop this link in here for y'all as well. Y'all slide on over there to your boy. Y'all slide on over there for your boy. I'm finna make that notification go off one time. But hell yeah, my WBA been real busy. Y'all noticed that? I know he ain't win, bro. I know he ain't win. Y'all know, man, the WBA been real busy lately. Like, they've been extremely busy. Like, they've been unusually busy. Like, they've been putting in a lot of work. They under investigation. They trying to get all this shit out the way. Let me drop this link for y'all in the chat. Y'all click that link down there for your boy. Head on over to the other side. I'm about to end this one. You know what I mean? But I want y'all to meet me there. I want y'all to beat me there, not meet me there. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody's, I ain't finna go nowhere until y'all hit that link. It's 20 people in here now, 19, 18, 16. How many people finna be in here when I start asking y'all to switch the link? I just dropped that link for y'all. I need y'all to click that link down there. I need everybody that's in here to click that link. Meet me on the other side. Y'all smash that like button for your boy on the other side as well. I'm about to head over there right now. When I'm talking about right now, I mean like right now. You know what I mean? Guess what, y'all? I'm already over there. You know what I mean? Y'all think I'm heading over there. I'm finna beat y'all over there. You know what I mean? I need everybody in here right now. That's in right now. Smash that link. We got another hour. Y'all got another hour. We finna talk about it for an hour. Man. I gotta do my part. Got to do my part, man. Let me get right in here. Don't forget the description, because I will forget the description. Quick, y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that. Y'all hit that link down there for your boy. Y'all meet me on the other side. Y'all smash this like button and meet me on the other side at the same damn time. You feel me? You feel me? Everybody in this thing. We finna get over to the other side. Bet. Let me get this thing going. Bet I need everybody over there to smash that like button. Meet me over on the other side. Y'all meet your boy over here on the other side. Greatly appreciate you. We about to talk about this Leo Santa Cruz. Except Leo Santa Cruz breaking news. You know what I mean? This is breaking news. You know what I mean? This such breaking news. Even I'm late for this, and y'all know how much your boy like breaking the goddamn news. You know what I mean? Yesterday I did a sudden T. The WBA out of nowhere, right? They gave Leo Santa Cruz 24 hours. They gave Leo Santa Cruz, 24 hours type deal to decide whether he will be facing Lee Wood or he will be vacating his belt. You know what I mean? Type deal. Leo Santa Cruz, a lot of people thought Leo, was going to vacate his belts in a time where, a lot of people have, really just, been vacating their belts. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been coming out their belts, but in a time where a lot of people been vacating their belt, Josh Taylor, you know what I mean? Josh Taylor vacated his belt, you know what I mean, not too long ago. When I dropped my video yesterday, you know what I mean, I had a few people who felt like, a couple people, actually the majority, not even a couple people. I feel like the majority of people felt like goddamn Leo Santa Cruz was going to drop them fucking belt, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And whether you feel like Leo Santa Cruz going to win or whatnot, that's one thing, right? We all got our opinion type deal. That's another thing. Now we can really talk about it, you know what I mean, since the fight official. But I want to give Leo Santa Cruz, his flowers real quick. It's a shame boxing so fucked up right now. We got to give people their motherfucking flowers for doing shit that you really supposed to do, right? Like fighting the mandatory. I'm going to say that shit again. It's so fucked up in boxing right now. We really got to give people their flowers, right, for doing shit that you really supposed to do off the walk. Like fight that mandatory. I know what y'all thinking. Well, he ain't fight Gary Rose. I know he ain't fight Gary, but we can't go back on that. All we can do is talk about, the freaks and what this man doing now. So I'm gonna give Leo Santa Cruz, some credit for growing up. You know what I mean? Gary did touch your dad. It had your dad hostage and all that shit. That was one thing. Yeah, that was still crazy. But yeah, anyway. But right now, I'm gonna give Leo some credit, for fighting Lee Wood. You know what I mean? Fighting his mandatory. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. And this just me, you know what I'm saying, being the head of the game. This just me, forward thinking, as I like to do. I like to forward think. Now, in this fight ain't officially made yet. Leo Santa Cruz has officially accepted that he wants this fight, but this fight hasn't been negotiated yet. The contract hasn't been worked out, nothing like that for this fight, or you know what I mean, or nothing like that. But